this stupid thing working. So, first live stream. All I'm going to be doing this time around is a couple of combing pads. For those of you who don't know, combing pads are those cushions that go along the perimeter of the boat. So let's say you're leaning off like fishing or something. These are the cushions you'd be leaning on. So for those of you who actually want to see what the full, real, unedited process of upholstery is like, I'm sure this will scratch that itch. But one cool thing about doing cushions like these, first of all, they're super easy. These are perfect mirrors. So I got two of them exactly the same, but they're made opposite. So all you really need to do is just, one, unstaple it, take it apart, trace that on the material, and then just duplicate that. Easy peasy. But y'all can see all this. But all right. What are you doing?
Are you able to see comments?
I don't think so. Did you comment? Nope, can't see any comments, so I gotta figure that out.
What?
No, this is gonna be so silly at first.
Someone asks a question.
Yeah, I know. I have no idea how to see any of the comments.
Well, I would do it, but I don't want to be on camera.
For those of you watching, I've started this 2 separate times, and it was
my face.
failed 2 separate times because I have no other way to test live streaming. But patience, we'll figure it out eventually. As of right now, we're trying to figure out how I can actually see y'all's comments, because all I'm looking at right now is myself. But I don't know, maybe I'm just being silly for a couple hours. I guess we'll see. It's good practice anyways, I guess. But I'm sure y'all noticed, I already took the skin off of this first one. And this is the one I'm going to use. I'm just going to take this apart, throw some match marks on this, and then just duplicate this. But I'm just taking them both off because on this stream, from start to finish, I'm going to show y'all making these. So it's about the easiest cushions you could possibly do. Pretty good warm up, I think. Maybe. You coming and critiquing me?
No.
I don't want any like weird reverb.
I muted it.
Oh, okay, cool. Can you comment something? Sorry, I'm trying to figure this out as I'm going, so.
Okay, did you see anything pop up?
No, I didn't. I have no idea.
I'm not using this right now. You can just.
Oh, okay, cool.
I have it muted.
Awesome. You can keep that like, yeah, like that. There we go. We're getting something figured out. This may come as a surprise to some of you, but I am about as tech savvy as anybody in a nursing home right now. So, yeah, it's a challenge, but I'm getting all this sort of stuff figured out, I reckon. But this is probably the longest part of this cushion, is taking these staples out. It's not the most glorious thing in the world, but it's got to be done, you know? So, Can I help you? What are you trying to do? Oh. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm not even paying attention. Here, comment a few more things. Y'all can't see, but my wife is behind the camera trying to help me figure this silly stuff out. Say hi, Samantha.
Hello.
Say it louder. It's okay, we're not.
Hi.
I guess before I get all this off, I'll give y'all a better look. So you have this welt cord. It's the same kind of piping you see in some of the seams on cushions. There's 2 rows of staples basically. This welt cord is on first. You gotta take this off, and then the actual material. And what the welt cord allows you to do, when the cushions are actually on the boat, it kind of fills the gap in between the cushion and the actual boat, because sometimes these boards can be a little bit warped. And you'll see like kind of uneven gaps, and it looks really bad. So the welt cord just kind of fills that, which is why pretty much every single combing pad I'll ever do, I usually put this around the perimeter. What you can also do before you actually put the skin on, you can put the welt cord on there and kind of hide it, but it doesn't really matter. Serves the same purpose, I guess. But for this, what? Yeah, I do. Sorry, I keep forgetting to look. All right, right now, all right, type something right now. You just did? Yeah, hi. Okay.
Do you see the hearts?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, okay. Yeah, probably look kind of silly right now, but I'm just kind of figuring this out on the fly. So, but yeah, what I'm thinking, because my schedule, as of lately, if y'all watched my last video, is absolutely crazy, because I work my regular 40 hours doing canvas, like boat covers, biminis. A few of my latest projects, I made a 53-foot boat cover for an HCB, and it's actually come back a few times for repairs, but don't worry, got it all squared away. But getting off track, I work my regular 40 hours. I also do subcontracting upholstery, which is exactly what you're watching right now. This is one of those jobs. And these jobs will never see the light of day on like a normal YouTube video, because yeah, it's just too much. But live streaming, I think, is absolutely doable, because you break it down. I film whatever project I'm doing. So I guess I'm like kind of venting, but you know, whatever. If you want to listen, I'll talk. Because if you can imagine 40 hours working regular canvas, and then another, around about 40 hours just for all these side jobs, because right now I have like 5 lined up that are just waiting to be done. So lots to do, super busy. And then highly edited videos, at least attempted highly edited videos on YouTube, take about a full week just for me to edit and like get stuff looking good, as good as I can. So that leaves like no time just between working and this, because obviously my 2 jobs now, I'm calling it, are a priority, because you know, gotta have money to eat, and doesn't leave much time for YouTube. But I'm thinking this can be a regular thing for a couple of reasons. Slightly lower effort on my end, which is fantastic, but also what I've been kind of thinking, I personally haven't seen a lot of people doing this, because like whatever projects, trade they're in, live streaming it, because before I got my job doing canvas and upholstery, I was landscaping. Absolutely miserable job. Do not recommend unless you thoroughly enjoy manual labor, which some people do. And actually, if you pay really close attention, you can probably hear my neighbor through the garage door. I don't think he can get enough manual labor. That dude is always outside doing something. Should probably talk a little quieter. He can probably hear me. Talk about my clean. Yeah, so this morning, I guess I got a lot of gray shirts because I'm kind of freaking boring, if you can't tell by my super awesome commentary right now. All of them have grease stains. I don't know how. It's not like I'm a fat pig when I eat, I think. But I tried on one shirt, all in motion, or like in motion, whatever, the Target brand, because I think they fit me pretty well. Grease stains. And then I had a gray Carhartt shirt I actually really, really like. Grease stains. And then a third one, all these were gray shirts, grease stains. So that's what she's talking about. Super silly, yeah. But yeah, if you can't tell, sometimes you'll get coming cut. This is like a really short one. I'm gonna stand this on the ground. This is 6 feet, I'm 6 feet. This is actually a pretty short one. You'll have some that are 10, 15. I think the longest one I've ever done was off of a 32-foot contender. I don't know why on earth the factory decided to make these new boat cushions like 19 feet long. But I don't know anybody who does upholstery. Let's say you have to go and pick up the cushion. I don't know how you're fitting that in the truck. Because I can tell you I didn't. That thing was borderline about to snap in half. I had to like almost bend it completely in half. So yeah, this is not bad. Especially with the fact that they kind of spaced out these staples pretty far, which is like awesome for me. Less staples to take out, but this is the boring side of upholstery that no one really shows you. Some of these are rusted out, so kind of annoying. But yeah, so this job right here, I'm just doing these two for now, but this one comes with 7 combing pads, and this is just all of the pads that are around the gunnels of the boat. So it's a pretty small boat. There's only 7, and they're all about this long. There's 2 more that are maybe like 2 feet longer. And if you're curious what I'm taking out the staples with, Osborne staple remover. I've made a video, I think it's been featured in a couple of them. These are fantastic. I absolutely love them. Everybody has their own weird way of doing stuff. So there's no like single way that's set in stone, but I kind of really figured out my groove with these. And actually taking staples out is pretty satisfying because sometimes depending on like how the staples are in, I guess, you pull it out the right way, it'll just across the room and you'll hear it like ping against the door. Yeah. It's the little stuff, you know? Normally what I would be doing if there wasn't a camera listening to my every word I say, I would be playing some music, which is what this sick ass thing is right here, and what this sick ass thing is right here. But I don't want to get in trouble for copyright, so boring silence for me, listening to myself ramble. Unless y'all have any questions, which by all means, if you manage to make it to one of these live streams while it's actually going on, feel free to ask whatever questions. More than happy to answer them. I gotta make sure none of these fly into my drink. I'm always terrified of that. Especially when I'm at work because these staples are flying everywhere. I just know one of these days, hasn't happened yet, one of these days a staple's gonna fly in my drink. I'm gonna get a staple down the throat. That would suck. Like really bad, probably. Drink of choice for today. Yeah, just drinking these ghosts. 200 milligrams. They taste like this one, just like grape soda. It's delicious. Kind of a crippling addiction, if I'm being perfectly honest, but you know what? Everybody has their vice. And for me, it's copious amounts of caffeine via sugary drinks, which actually they do not have sugar, so they're pretty healthy, I think. Zero sugar, zero fat, zero artificial colors, transparent label. So yeah, there's actually nothing in this. It almost doesn't exist. So perfect. I'm sure my wife is watching this on her phone, just giggling away at how funny this is. Yeah, actually, that's her right there. Yes, thank you.
Do you want me back?
Yeah. Actually, hold on. Let me introduce you to somebody. Come here. Come here. All right. I'm not gonna. I won't chase her around too much, but
She's coming. She's on your
sometimes I'll let my cat come in here. Come here. Yes, Shop Kitty. This is. What's her official name? I forget. Spicy Kitty, but yes.
Junie?
Junie. I get kind of hesitant to let her in here now because, well, first of all, this red chair you can see barely in the corner. I reupholstered in a previous video. I was actually super proud of it. But it was my first time doing a chair like that. Like kind of dipping into upholstery and, or furniture, sorry. And there's a bunch of little hairline claw marks in the leather. So, not like it was doing good anyways. I just put it on Marketplace and it's been a good month and some change. So, that's just a shop chair now. So, yep. And then, got a few other little things I made in previous videos. But yeah, this was actually my very first cushion I ever made. Not the way it is now. It was super crummy. I reshaped the board and added new foam and just redid it for previous video. But yeah, fun stuff. Actually, I'm almost done with this one. I think. Just a few more staples. And yeah, see, that wasn't so bad. It only took a little bit of time and I forgot my staple. See, now this is off. And I did already check that these were perfect pairs. This one we don't need, so I'm going to throw this in the back. Let's put that there. Where's... Let's get this one. Wipe this thing off. You really want to make sure you have a clean table, especially when dealing with like leather or like cushions or anything you want to look nice, really. 'Cause I can't tell you how many times, especially doing upholstery, marine upholstery, with the amount of staples that are on some of these, you get some material out, you slide it, or like there's a nail sticking out. That's happened to me at my job. Because we have these like things now, we have this like surface that we use on our tables nailed down, and some of the nails can come up, and it's just a nice scratch along the material, which it's like not a huge deal because you can just like, you know, avoid that piece of the material, but it's still kind of annoying. Yep. Let's see. Let's whip this thing out. How did I have this accidentally? Come on. Didn't quite work out like I wanted it to, but whatever. Who cares? And this is just a simple steamer. I forget how much it is, but it was like, I think the whole kit for this was like 300 something. Which sounds like a lot because it is. But come on, there we go. It gives out a pretty nice little steam or stream of steam. Blue light means it's heating up. I don't know if y'all can see that because I can't really, but what steam can do, because these cushions actually aren't that old. The foam is in pretty decent shape despite the nice hue of green right there. Steam could just help expand the foam out just a little bit more. And that's exactly what we're going to do. But I didn't really glue that down super well. Doesn't really matter. It actually, I can tell you exactly why this is green so much like this and why the rest of it isn't. It's because, well, it's because it was holding moisture, and when, you know, something's wet for a long period of time, turn green, start growing stuff, which is exactly what this is. You can see here, this was most likely like a lower point of the cushion. Like it was probably like, if I was willing to guess, this is the lowest point, and the water was kind of pulling up right here, which is why you have this mesh to allow most drainage. But you're going to come across some cushions that don't have any mesh, and the foam is just like sopping wet, super disgusting. It's like slimy, especially when you know it hasn't been raining in a while, so you know that water's like old. But just gonna touch this thing with a little bit of steam. Now honestly, if you're a pretty patient person, it's all pretty satisfying. Like the whole process isn't that bad. Cause like I know doing a lot, you got a big boat, you're doing a lot of cushions, it can take a bunch of time, but like staples are kind of satisfying, not gonna lie. When you get the right kind of foam, sometimes it can expand like so much an inch. It's hard to describe over camera, but take my word for it. If you ever come across a cushion that needs to be steamed out, you'll understand. Now, one thing I haven't quite figured out with the steamer, because I try and do like a lot of stuff with leather, because you know who doesn't like leather, but I hear all the time that steam can also like help shrink up leather to like make it fit better, because I think the next video I plan on coming out with is finishing up that passenger seat I was making, and not happy with it. I mean, it's passable, but are you gonna join me?
No.
No?
I just thought I'd drop that off.
Okay. Are you? Have you been watching?
Yeah.
No. How does it sound? Does it sound okay?
Good. Every screen in there has it pulled up.
Oh my god. So.
No, because
So how many? Alright. So there's what? 6 people watching right now. So you're 4 of those people.
No, because it's the same account. I don't think it counts as one.
Does it?
I don't know. Take attendance.
I don't know. We don't take attendance here.
Come and go as you wish.
Well, shoot, if any of you know, because what I was just talking about, Samantha currently has this stream playing on every single TV in the house, which is only 2, minus the one right there. But it's all on the same account. It's my personal YouTube account logged into everything. So it probably only counts as one person, right? I think. Whatever. We'll see. Or maybe we won't. I don't know. Riveting stuff. Yeah. Full of excitement. You see it expanding a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all can see. I'll try and get this close. You can see through the steam, but you might can see the corner expanding a little bit. It's like maybe 1/8 of an inch. But I promise it's like super satisfying. Give it a shot. Let's see. And the main reason why you want to steam is, let's say you got an old cushion. The foam is going to compress, or the old skin is going to compress the foam, and they're just kind of going to relax in that shape over time, and they're going to stay there. And you want, whenever you do the new cushion, you want it to be nice and tight. And if you make it without trying to expand the foam a little bit, which is why the majority of the time you just replace the foam, but I don't even think this boat is 5 years old, because this foam is actually in pretty dang good condition. But if you can imagine, the foam's already compressed down. Whenever you do your new skin, you want it to be super tight. Well, not super tight, but you don't want any wrinkles. With that foam being compressed down, you're going to have to compress it down even more to like make sure the foam is filling out all the material. And it can do some really weird stuff, which actually you can see a little bit what I'm talking about. So you see how pointy, I don't know if you can really tell, but you see how pointy that corner is? That's kind of what's going to happen. The new skin is going to compress down on the foam really hard, and you're going to get these like hard points like this. It's okay to an extent. It's not the end of the world. Sometimes it'll be really bad, and that could be like a really high tension point, and if something like bumps up, like it cuts or whatever, it'll like split the material. It's just something to look out. It's a little things that kind of, it's a little thing that makes something look either mediocre or like super well done. Stuff that no one really notices like that. These are, ooh, those are kind of nice. Oh. There's that one. Put this aside for now. I have no idea how long this is going to be. And when I unprivate it after it's done, I'm not going to cut it down or anything. It's going to, this is going to be the full unedited process of doing 2 identical combing pads. But I mean, if I'm here working, making some stuff, improving, why don't, I don't know, if you got a TV in your garage, put on the stream and follow along if you have a chance, maybe. I don't know. Just a thought. See, no. About that one. This is it. This is what it looks like. Now another thing you can do if the customer doesn't want to pay for new foam and they're insistent on keeping the old foam, which sometimes does happen, because the customer is always right. Wrong. Anyways, what you can do, you can get cell foam and you can just put cell foam to the material, which you can do 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, whatever. I've done 1/2 inch on rare occasion if I really needed to fill something out, but at that point, just go ahead and replace the foam. But all that does is just add a little bit more like plush to the stuff and things, whatever. All right. Let's unplug this. We're not going to need this anymore. I'm going to do my best to keep things nice and tidy, but it's like next to impossible. Especially when you got like a lot of cushions to do. You don't want to waste time, like an hour cleaning up or whatever. You just throw stuff on the floor and keep going. And then 10 jobs later, your shop looks like an absolute disaster. What's on my shirt? Nothing's on my shirt. What are you talking about? Oh, you talking about this stuff? Oh, I have no idea. Whatever. I think it's just blubber, but yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh well, I'm sure it's gonna happen like a bunch. Next thing is some match marks. I'm using a, what's up? Again, if you're gonna come in here, you gotta mute it because that like throws me off hardcore. It's like when you get bad, what you call it, like with someone that has a dumb phone and you can hear yourself talking. But I wouldn't recommend every single time you use a Sharpie because you do run the risk of like the Sharpie getting everywhere and like bleeding through like if you put on a new material, but it's fine. I do it all the time and I haven't had a problem. One thing you absolutely never want to do, don't write on foam with Sharpie. Because let's say you need to redo the foam for a job. Use like China marker or like a wax or grease pencil, whatever. Don't use a Sharpie because there was actually a like $25,000 job we were doing for my work through, this was like my regular 40. And I used an orange Sharpie on the cushions, and after a month, the orange Sharpie bled through the mesh on the back of it, and it looked like highlighter all over the cushions. Kind of a disaster. So, don't write on foam with Sharpie. Basically it. Where'd my scissors go? There they are. Now, what I see a lot of people do is they'll try and pop they'll try and pop the stitches to separate all the materials. You don't have to do that. Literally just cut it with scissors. It's like 300 times faster. Some of the people at work, they'll be helping out, disassembling some cushions for me, and they're just one stitch at a time. Takes a million years. There's one piece. Shut this off. Okay. And there's the other piece. Now these are like super duper easy. All the stuff you're seeing me do here on the table, like cutting and match marks and everything. Also, don't ever forget match marks. These are huge. Not so much for these, because these only have like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs of stitching per cushion. But forgot what I was talking about, so just ignore that last part. Yeah, let's cut off this mesh now. Actually, I think it's easier to cut from the other way. Let's chop this off. And whenever I get to it, my machine's like right there. I'll point the camera once I go so. Don't pay attention to me like readjusting stuff. Or pay attention to it, whatever. You can do what you want. And voila. Yeah. Trash on the floor. Alright, so we got that. Let's put these right here. Whatever. Oh, I forgot I had this shitty light right here. I got my 2 big studio lights right there. Thanks, wifey. This used to be the only light I was using for my stuff. I had a snake, and this was the light for the snake, and it's since broke. You can see this is hanging off nice. Can I help you?
Say cheese.
I got zapped super hard on this one day. But you know what? Actually, let's just leave this there. Splinter, sorry. Smooth. See? More staples. What did I tell you? What are you doing?
Taking pictures. Say cheese.
Cheese. Of what? Why?
You.
What, just for your own lulz?
Because you're so cute. Go over there. Give me a thumbs up.
Wait. I'm not going to pose for your silly pictures while I'm streaming, because I'm
Just
a
one
super cool new streamer.
Just one thumbs up.
There we go. That's all you
No,
get.
that was in front of your
Okay,
face.
all right, here.
Down more.
Better?
Yeah.
Wow. Alrighty then. So, actually, no, let me flip this over. Yeah. If you're curious what material I'm using, this is Sequest Sea White. It's like an off-white eggshell type deal. It's like one of the 500 different off-white colors that exist now. So, yeah. This is a pretty common material. Factories use it a lot. It's not bad. It's not premium. It's just like a nice average Joe material. Alright. So, I'm going to cut out both pieces. Or, I'm going to cut out all the material for both because like we established earlier, well, I didn't show you, but I did check before I started this. These cushions are exactly the same, which makes it super easy. I'm going to trace one side on this side and then exact same thing, but flipped over. That way we know it's mirrored. And I'm going to do the same thing for these two. Trace it on this side and then trace it on this side. Make sure you transfer your match marks over to the other side. Don't get those confused. So yeah, all the pieces we need for one of these, 2 end caps, the main body, a strip of mesh for the bottom, and then the welt cord for the back, which I'm going to cut that out first. So let's see. Let me, yeah, it's on this side, so boom, 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 boom. All right, so I'll stretch this out just a little bit more. It's probably good. And I have the material flipped over. This is the inside of it. Looking on the outside, it's face down. Just so you're not drawing all over the outside of the cushions. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. Let's see. So basically the way this welt cord works is you got this stuff right here. It's just kind of like a little hard, I forget what size this is, but it's just a tiny little pipe that you're basically gonna taco some material around and stitch it closed. And there's a special foot on the sewing machine. It's got a little channel taken out so this pipe can fit under like smoothly, because you know sewing on a tube or whatever doesn't really work. All that means is you just gotta cut the strip of material big enough so it can actually fold around. Now I usually do this at, what is it, like I think 1.25 inches or 1.5 inches, but because we're not actually putting this in a seam, we're just stapling this to the back. You can be kind of loose with your cut. Like I'm basically just gonna eyeball this. I know this ruler is slightly wider than 1 inch, so I'm just gonna like hold it off of the edge of the material like 1/4 inch. Probably good enough. Because one thing that I've noticed is, like, if something isn't of utmost importance, you don't really need to, measure everything out. Because even though, like, I like to think of myself as a perfectionist, kind of, but, you can really waste a lot of time, like, double checking, triple checking, measurements that don't really matter. Like this welt cord, it doesn't need to be any size because it's going to be on the back stapled. You're not going to see like almost any of it. This is just a like gap filler essentially. So you don't need to go super hard on measuring things out a bunch of times. I mean, it sounds kind of lazy, but if I can avoid like having to measure something, I will, because all that means is just more numbers for me to remember. And I have a god-awful memory. My wife can attest to that. I think it's like on the daily, I'll pull up a meme that I think is just hilarious. And it's a meme Sherry showed me like 3 days ago. So. And we don't need a full perimeter of the cushion with welt cord because nobody sees them from underneath unless you're like laying on the floor of the boat for whatever reason. But at that point, who cares? All you need is enough to go around the sides and the top, maybe like 2 or 3 inches underneath, just so you can see, or just so it fills the like gap around the perimeter you actually see. So you only need, I don't know, not that much. Maybe like 60% of the perimeter of the cushion. If I had to guess. I am going to do my best to keep up with making, like, I don't know, a video every, like, 2 weeks. Try, but one thing you can definitely count on is live streaming at least 2 times a week. Because right now I'm just, like, so busy. I'll be perfectly honest. I don't like not doing stuff on YouTube for an extended period of time. It just feels wrong. So y'all are, if you ever decide to watch this, can get a nice glimpse into what I do literally every waking hour, except for when I'm on my couch watching YouTube. What are my go-to YouTube channels to watch? I'm glad you didn't ask. I don't know why. I've watched every single video he has uploaded for the last like 5 years. Scrapman makes them great. Just turn off your brain and watch. Super great channel, I guess. That and Blacktail Studios, but he only uploads like a video every like month, if you're lucky. But I mean, he's got some pretty high effort videos, I guess. All right, you got the strips for the welt cord. Now, I'm going to, first of all, transfer the match marks over to this side. And one thing you'll notice, this is definitely a problem with like older cushions, but the older they are, like the more time they have in the sun to like settle and like get warped to whatever they're curved around, they can kind of not really sit flat. Like they'll get stretched and they'll be kind of bumpy, which is okay. Like if it lays flat-ish, you just kind of got to get, words, all right? You just kind of have to use your judgment, and sometimes you can cut relief cuts, but be careful not to do that too much because that can actually get the material spread a little wider. But yeah, we'll do that. We'll do this. And I apologize in advance for whenever I go to staple these up for those of you who are still around. It's going to be like super duper loud. Because I'm sure you can hear my voice echoing a little bit, like especially off the metal garage door right there. Which I've been wanting to come up with some ideas to like soundproof that a little bit. So none of my like neighbors can fucking hear me doing whatever stuff I'm doing in here. But yeah, I don't know. I forgot what I was talking about. But we can trace this out. Now, with staple-on cushions, that's what I call these, because you just have like one skin stapled to the back. You obviously want to make sure you have enough to like pull. So don't trace this out exactly. Because also keep in mind, I cut all of the seams. I always use a 1/2 inch for my seam allowance. So make sure whenever you trace it, where you're actually going to be seaming something, add only a 1/2 inch. Because this side right here is stapled, I'm going to add like another 3 inches, just so I have enough to like actually pull. That's probably overkill, but you know, whatever. That's, we don't need that anymore. And one thing you're gonna want to make sure you actually have are something to hold down the material. But I don't really have weights, so I just use anything moderately heavy, just so the skin doesn't like slide around. Because like vinyl like this is super like slidey. And if you're like leaning on it or whatever, it can slide without you noticing, and not like the worst thing to happen on the planet because you can just redraw it. But if that happens too much, like, and you have like a bunch of marks on the back of the material, it can get confusing and you lose your place. At least I do. So. Kind of like how, well, dang, I'm like losing my train of thought. What I was trying to get to, don't worry about like spending a bunch of time tracing the entire thing out, because like you see me, I'm just making like little marks, because you can just connect those later. Half the time I don't even have full lines. I just have these marks and then I just fill them in with the scissors. Because there's a little stuff like that over like 10, 15, 20 cushions can add like days just by having a few little extra steps that aren't really necessary, which sounds kind of like silly. Like it doesn't matter, which I guess it doesn't, but you know, time is money. And I don't know anybody who would want to do a job longer than they have to. I mean, unless you get paid hourly and you don't care and you're trying to stretch the clock, which, I mean, I guess we've all done it. No more. Yeah, let me. Alrighty then. Oh wait. Yeah, and then that can just be boom. So I'm gonna draw my seam allowances on that. We don't need this anymore. Toss that in the back and clean that up 4 weeks from now. I'm just gonna freehand this seam allowance here. Again, because I'm just so impatient and I don't want to wait to set the ruler up and get the perfect 1/2 inch. Although I am gonna do that for this big straight right here. That straight line that. Now, because these are such a simple shape, they just have the 2 end caps, and it's just basically a big stretch. You have like a lot of play with these. So if something's not like super exact, it's not the end of the world, because it's super easy to like work around. But Definitely don't have that attitude with every cushion because you're gonna have some wacky stuff. Probably. And go like that. So we got that whole thing drawn out. I'm gonna cut her out. And we're already like halfway done with these cushions. Because the prep is what takes the longest. By far. Which is why I say if you can cut down like the amount of time you spend doing prep, the easier it'll be. Because like this stuff isn't bad to do. It's not like super mind-numbingly boring, but I mean if you're taking like hours to do like a simple thing, then it's kind of a waste, you know? And because I drew everything on the inside, match marks mainly. That, I don't know if you can see them. I can't really tell because I'm looking at my phone from like 5 feet away, but you got those. So you know they won't be erased away to like transfer them on the other side. You can just cut a tiny little snip. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not, it's super tiny, but just cut like a little notch out of the top. And there's no mistaking where your match mark is. I only say that because I've done that. Used match marks, or I've driven. I wrote my match marks all over the material with pencil, and I like to put match marks on both sides because sometimes you're like flipping the material around when you're sewing it, and you don't want to have to constantly check underneath it for the match marks. And I've had some erase away, which just blows. Especially when you're doing some pretty involved stuff. But this just kind of eliminates that. I was wondering when Dad was gonna find this. What's up, bro? Let's see, 4:25. What time is it right now? 4:29. I don't know. If you're still watching, I'm going to drive down tomorrow morning and install your chair. Same way I did before. And I'll send pictures. Don't worry. Now this is completely cut out. What I'm gonna do, flip it over, trace the exact same thing. And that is gonna be our mirrored piece, which doing that just saved, how long has this stream been going on? 58 minutes, saved us about an hour to get to this point because we know they're perfect mirrors. Awesome. Totally awesome. And then just trace around. Don't forget to draw your match marks. Again, it's not like super detrimental to something like this because all you need is just one little end cap. That's the only like important shape that matters, but it's like a lot of hassle. And you gotta like guess, make sure you got your corners lined up. Wait, are you saying awesome to no echo? What? Hold on, Mike. 2 seconds. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. Babe. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know what she's talking about. But yeah, sorry, you're gonna have to deal with the crummy audio a little bit. But you know what? It's authentic. I am working on that. I'm probably gonna get a little Bluetooth mic so you don't have to hear whatever.
Sorry, you came to find me, but it's like slightly delayed. So
Yeah.
by the time I was like, what?
What are you talking about? No echo. I didn't use the echo because.
No. Like 10 minutes ago, you said there's probably a lot of echo in here, and there wasn't. There isn't.
Oh, because that mic is also called the Echo.
Okay.
So I'm just confused.
You just take so long to look at the messages. I sent that so long ago.
Yeah, sorry. I was near Uranus yesterday. Didn't visit the fudge factory.
What?
There's Dad's comment.
Oh.
It's a dad joke for sure. All right.
Okay, I'll be watching you 10 seconds.
Okay, you'll be watching past.
I've been watching this whole time.
You'll be watching old Adrian.
Yeah.
10 seconds
10 seconds
from
ago.
past. Easy as that. Now our second main body's cut out. Now these are pretty easy to decipher which one is which because, well, first of all, we're going to be putting the mesh on the bottom, so that's like blatantly obvious which one goes. But they do have this tiny little bit of shape to it, that right here. So it's pretty easy to tell which one goes where. So yeah. And really nice, just like quality of life type thing, having a really sharp pair of scissors is super important. Because imagine you're doing like a crap ton of cushions and your scissors are like kind of shot and they have like a burr or something and they only like half work and they keep getting caught up. Nothing more infuriating. Actually, it's probably something more infuriating, but it's pretty dang annoying. Yeah, forgive the extra sounds, because I don't really know if you can hear like any of the shenanigans going on outside, but there's not like a lot going on, but my neighbor has been like doing improvements to his house, and he's like always landscaping, like using his blower, and it's good for him, but they do make noise. I sound like a boomer. Alright. Same thing with these. We're going to, I'm just using a like small little piece. Transfer the match marks over so I can see both sides. And trace this out. I don't know how well you can see what I'm doing because of kind of a sharp angle. And then because these are getting stapled on also, I'm going to make them a couple inches longer just so I got enough stuff to staple. And then done with that one. I'm just gonna eyeball my 1/2 inch. I mean, really, after so long, you use a 1/2 inch stick, you draw your seam allowances for whatever. I mean, you can pretty much freehand a perfect seam allowance after a while. So it's kind of a waste to use a 1/2 inch stick. Man, you ever get bored of whatever you're saying in the middle of a sentence? You just want to bail? Same. So if what you say is true, Samantha, could you bring me something to drink? 10 seconds from now? Or like 30 seconds from now? Whenever you get up. Because I'm really kind of hungry if I'm doing that.
Why, yes, my lord. What
Wow. Because you actually like, is there like a little something to like snack on? I'm kind of starving.
Yes.
Thank you. Wow, how convenient. It's only because y'all are watching. Don't let her fool you. Dumbass. So yeah, this time I'm doing some pretty easy cushions, but what's that?
Chips?
Oh, hell yeah. Sick. Damn. That's great. Is the cat still in here? Guess not. As I was saying, I'm thinking these are gonna happen every Saturday at 3, like this one was. Well, I was a little late. Sue me, whatever. And I'm thinking every Saturday and Wednesday. And next stream, I'm thinking I actually have a super cool teak helm chair from a nice big sport fisher that I'll be doing. That'll be a pretty cool one. Which that one's gonna be a little tricky because it'll be my first time doing that. But I say first time. You've done one cushion, you've done them all. To an extent. Not gonna lie, I'm fighting hard not to absolutely demolishing these right now. What?
Only because they're watching.
Oh. When did you hear that?
Huh?
I'm kidding. Not while she does it for me all the time. She's great. Can you dang, we don't have any like
No, there's not enough people watching for me to do anything else.
wow. So you're telling me when there is people watching, if I ask you to like go to the gas station, get a couple of Bud Platinum seltzers, you would?
No, that's too much.
Well,
You don't need to be drunk on live.
true.
Oh, there goes the cat.
Can you get the cat out of here?
She was just out.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to have to.
Oh, she's out of reach now. For that.
All right. make sure to keep the opposites each like half you make with the other half, so you don't get them confused, because I just did that a little bit there.
I laughed at when you said, do you ever get bored of yourself in the middle of the sentence and then you just want to bail? And you're like, yeah, me too.
Thank you. Yep. It'd be just a lot better if I could have like something going on in the background, but I just really don't want to get copyright strike, because I've heard a lot of people get copyright strike or stricken, whatever. So once I cut out this side, I'll just need to do the opposite and cut the mesh, and then we can sew it all together. Then staple it up, bing, bang, boom. Super exciting, I know. It's the way upholstery is sometimes. Takes patience. Can get a little bit boring. But it's worth it in the end. Especially when you get some like fat cash. It was great. How much was the most expensive job I've ever done? Glad you asked. Not personally, but I mean, I did do it, but it depends. There have been some jobs I get over 40 grand, but usually that kind of money is when you start doing like big sport fishers and like big yachts and stuff. I think the biggest job was all of the wall panels for a yacht, which I don't know how many of y'all have been in one or had the opportunity to, but a lot of them have like actual like vinyl on the walls, and it's like padded, not like an insane asylum or whatever, but like in a nice luxury way. But it's basically done with whatever vinyl material and just plywood. They can have a bunch, but it's actually super easy to do. Shows the amount of time it takes to do it. It's like forever. And yeah, that was one of those times where you just kind of get bored of what you're saying. That did get pretty boring. Almost. This is the last one. Cut out these match marks. Man, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of tired. The show must go on. Don't think I forgot about these. Wait a second. Yeah, okay. See, it's super easy to get all your stuff mixed up. It's gonna happen. This is the way she goes. Done with this now. Throw that on the floor. Oh, we're done with those. We can put this crap up. See if I can't squeeze this one through here. Oh, Jesus. Let's do this. Last piece we need, mesh. And because the mesh doesn't have to have any shape, what we can do is we can just cut out like 2 5-inch strips, long both ways, so we have enough to staple on. But once we sew it to the edge of the material, we can just cut off any excess. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Well, all I'm doing is just laying this out. I'm leaving it a little bit long right here. I'm gonna leave it a little long right here. I'm just gonna make a mark there. And then the 2 pieces of mesh for each one, I'm just gonna make 5 inches. Because we don't need a lot of mesh. Just some on the bottom to allow for water drainage. Like I said, doing stuff like this, just like cutting unnecessary corners when you can, just makes everything way faster and a lot more enjoyable. And you're not spending like an ass ton of time doing like monotonous stuff like measuring out mesh for water drainage. Like that sounds so boring. We just get it over with, you know? Same, yep. Say 5, 5. The 5 inches does include the seam allowance. So really it's going to be finished at 4.5 inches once it's already sewn up. But that hardly matters because 4.5 inches is plenty. This stuff can be kind of hard to draw, and I forget what this mesh is called, but it's like pretty thin, but it's actually like really strong. Boy, that was another boring one, huh? So,
I have a question. Can you come here real quick?
yeah.
So,
Oh,
right here real quick.
just 1 second.
And I want to post like a zoomed up little clip of you because it was funny on TikTok.
Yeah, you can post whatever you want on TikTok.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. I'm back. I know you missed me so much. It's okay, I'm here. No need to worry. Now, this seems like way more boring than it usually is just because it's like silent. And like there's only so much you can talk about because like these are pretty simple cushions, you know? Unless you want to listen to me ramble about utter nonsense, which I'm not against. But like let's pretend this wasn't a stream and I wasn't just rambling constantly. I would be listening to music or like podcasts, and it's honestly not bad. Like just kind of chilling in the garage, making some cash, working on some cushions, easy cushions at that. Yeah, it's definitely not bad, but it kind of sounds, it's like a little weird now because it's so like silent when I'm not talking. I really need to get a trash can because right now the floor is kind of my trash can, which sounds like ghetto, but it's not. I clean up on the regular now, okay? I promise. Alright. Done cutting out material. Not gonna lie, that is like the most boring part. I kind of hate cutting out the material. Come on. Fucking get it. There we go. Super duper boring. Let's see. All we gotta do now is sew them up, staple them on. Let me clean this off. Not gonna lie. No. I actually already have a, well, I've been wanting, well, we can get one. A big trash can from the city that I'm just gonna like use in here. Something. Alright, I'm gonna like move some stuff around because I'm gonna point it at the camera. And like I was in the middle of like rearranging my garage, making it a little bit more like shop friendly, so ignore the clutter behind me, like that's not gonna be there forever. Let's move you guys. Yeah, see that's the clutter I'm talking about. Ah! Jeez. Oops. Damn, am I dumb? What's the charge of my phone at? I can't really tell. I don't know if that messed things up. Whatever. I think we can afford to unplug for a little bit. Something like that. God damn. Man, this is so trash right now. I'm sure the noises are like insane, but please forgive me. I am a bit of a boomer when it comes to technology. Let's look at that a little bit. God, this is so silly. Yeah, see, that's like all the clutter I was talking about. Pay no attention. Let's move this that way a little bit. Where'd my chair go? Oh. Alright, kitty. Come on. Let's go inside. Okay. I do have to change out the thread. I was working on my dad's seat last. So, oh, it's because you know it's pointing out the door now. What are you doing?
I'm helping.
What?
I'm helping.
Oh. Whoa, that probably sounded like so loud. It's gotta like point it towards the.
I will once you sit down and you review.
Okay. Wow, I even got my own camera person. Success, man, feels nice. What can I say?
I was laughing inside when your face was like super close.
Oh, I bet you were. I wonder if there's any way I could like save the.
I think it automatically gets uploaded.
Well,
as a-
it automatically gets uploaded, but to private. But if I could like save some of these clips. Is it like? Oh, it looked like it was glitching out a little bit. All right. See, we knew this transition from that side of the shop was gonna be a little bit weird. I warned you guys. All right. But the thread I'm using is SolarFix thread 2000. The 2000 is just the size of the thread. I know, super boring again. But this stuff is like freaky strong. It doesn't cut well with a hot knife. It's kind of, if you don't have sharp scissors, it doesn't really cut well. It's like absurdly strong, and it's UV resistant. So you guessed it, that does sure come with a price. Each spool is like what, $300 or $400, something like that. Crazy, but if you think about it,
Is that gonna be really loud?
I don't know. But if you think about it, the thread is what holds everything together. So if you go absolutely nuts with the, can you get the cat out of here? I don't want her to like break anything. Babe, just get over it. You really think
I'm incognito. I'm in the witness protection.
we're what, 6 people right now? You really think after the fact this is uploaded, people are gonna watch the entire thing without scrubbing through?
I'm
You're
a
gonna.
celebrity, okay?
Oh, okay.
I gotta maintain my identity.
Yeah, and this machine has an annoying ass hum. So we're gonna have to listen past that. But I'm always scared that, because I don't have like a lot of outlets in the garage. And so like each extension cord or whatever, I've got like every single outlet used up on like any multi-plug or whatever. Kind of lost my train of thought in the middle of that one, but whatever. Alright. Let's finish getting this on here. Bada bop boom. Hey, Samantha, if you're watching this, can you come in here and tell me how loud the humming is? Because I can't really tell over what I'm doing right now. Like, is it unbearable? like I was saying before.
Adrian,
What?
I have to watch it from out there, so I'll just let you know.
Okay,
I'll
cool.
come in if it's too loud.
Okay. Dad said it's fine, so okay, cool. This is all I was talking about. So this is a little cord. Make it long enough to just like taco around it, and then you just sew this down. Which is why I said this length, whatever's after the fact, doesn't matter. Usually, I'll try to have it line up from like the stitching to the end to be like a 1/2 inch, so I can line it up with the rest of my seams. But literally does not matter. And I find myself like working through completely unnecessary details that literally don't matter in the slightest. And that's really easy to do, and stuff like that can be a huge waste of time. Not that I'm like a huge time saver or anything, but like, you know, time is money. Oh, what's up? Yeah, you didn't, if you didn't see this first part of it, I'm making 2 regular combing pads. Basically just the perimeter cushions on the boat that you like lean against from start to finish. And to be honest, we're pretty close to being done because I'm sewing it up. A lot of the work comes from, a lot of the time involved is just from the prep and stuff. But once we sew everything up, which I said earlier, each cushion only has 5 runs of stitching, which is absolutely nothing. So, not bad at all. And this just takes a little bit of finesse, like, you'll adjust. Sometimes I'll have a run where I'm able to just like hold it, pedal to the metal, and it just does it perfectly without any adjusting. And other times I'll have to do like every like 3 inches or whatever. But that's the way she goes. Not too bad. But yeah, if any of you actually like enjoy this live stream or find it valuable, seeing like more real time what things take like, and I would imagine, like for me, it would probably be easier to understand how this stuff works versus like a cut down 20-minute long video. Because I will definitely keep doing them, and to be honest, I'm probably gonna keep doing them anyways. Because it's like kind of what I only have time for most of the time, which sucks because I really want to put out more like regular videos, but you know, yeah, I just got really close to sewing my finger, and I get closer and closer every single time. Still hasn't happened. I've been behind a machine for like 10 years now. Hasn't happened yet. It will one day, and it's going to suck like bad. But that's a problem for future me. So, sucks for you, future me. That side. I think I'm gonna make me taco bowl after this. Some ground turkey. Ass ton of taco seasoning. Because I'm starving and I love some Mexican food. Now, if any of y'all are curious as to what stuff I'm using, the machine or like that staple remover I was using in the beginning, whenever I actually set this to public after the fact, I'll make sure, because I didn't put a description in here. To be honest, I didn't know I could do that ahead of time. But I'll put everything in the description so you'll know all the material and tools and other nonsense like that. Yeah, so that was a pretty good run. Yeah, this welt foot has that little channel that I was talking about, and it allows the cord to just sit in this like super well. Let me point the camera down at the machine a little bit more. There we go. Oh, I don't know if okay, yeah, let's do that. Pretty good, good enough, I guess. But yeah, I'm sure you'll see that beautiful piece of machinery in the background. That is actually my wife's bike, but she is so gracious to let me use it. Hopefully in the near future, y'all will start seeing Panigale in the background maybe if I work hard enough. But should probably get a new car before that happens, but that was fun. Those are done. Oh, these are great. If any of y'all do any sewing, these are fantastic. WIS TC198, whatever they are, but it's got like this little ring you can hold on. Just super easy to use little snips. Very satisfying. Alright, let's do this first cushion. So, step one, let me cut my things. I didn't do that. Boom. 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 Dang, that is way behind. So I have a laptop like in the back so I can see the comments, and it's like 3 minutes behind. That's crazy. Throwing me off a little bit. Throwing your mom off. So I get paranoid that my wife's sneaking up behind me gonna scare me, because when I'm working in here by myself, especially when I'm not like recording anything or whatever, I am so paranoid. I'm constantly looking over my shoulder because I'm always worried Samantha's gonna scare me, and I know, because like I told her, don't scare me while I'm behind the machine, and so she is very careful about that, but I'm just paranoid she's still going to, and I'm gonna just so right up my arm. Boy, that would hurt so bad. There's a problem for future me. Lots of problems for future me. No one's behind me. So one thing I like to do, you can see this this side I have two match, well I have them like just randomly everywhere, but I have two match marks right here, and this other side I have three match marks right here. Changing up the match marks like that really helps decipher which one needs to go somewhere. But I mean, again, it doesn't really matter because you look at these are almost the same shape, and once you stretch it around, okay, stop. Anyways, once you stretch it around, I mean, it's not going to make any difference. So you just line it up, bing, bang, boom. And then you sew a 1/2 inch in. Okay. Now I'm constantly checking the door. Psych myself out. Seriously, Samantha, please do not scare me. I know I've already told you that, but seriously. Especially now. Come on, not in front of all the viewers. I crack myself up. Ah, no. Before I forget, I was jumping the gun a little bit. I gotta sew the mesh on. That's what happens when I ramble. I get careless. Same thing. Just line it up with the material, sew a 1/2 inch in. Easy peasy, lemon squeeze. I keep looking up at the camera because I'm expecting something to be behind me. I just watched a scary movie yesterday, which actually turned out to be pretty dang lame towards the end. I watched Tarot on Netflix. Had a lot of potential to be pretty scary, I think, but they jumped the gun too quick on showing the monsters, which always takes me out of it, you know? But I'm expecting, like, one of those friggin' things to just, like, a little head, like, right there or something. Or like off to the side, like on the, like right here, peeking out of the camera. Oh, I'm giving myself goosebumps. I wonder who's actually watching right now. There's only 5 of you, it says. It's just like probably Dad, Samantha watching on the TV out there. I don't know, Mama maybe. I think it might be time to change my needle because thread keeps popping when I back tack and it is infuriating. Which actually, before I forget, I need to wind your bobbin. Damn, that one's kind of tight. That's what she said. Should be good. don't you just love boring silence? Me too. Wow. Crazy stuff. Like, I mean, my speakers, it's a sound bar that I had in the living room, but the TV didn't automatically connect via Bluetooth. And I ended up not using it a lot, so popped it in here. And that little, whatever it is, like 6-inch sub, kind of bumps. It's nice. Sucks y'all don't know because can't really do anything about it, but whatever. I'm just kind of talking about nonsense. Let me get my scissors. God, I'm so freaking hungry right now. Got this accessible. Now we can continue sewing with boxing. End cap, whatever. I wonder, will that give you a little bit? No. See, there it goes. Pops again. Jesus, come on. Stop it. I don't think that's like the thread's fault. I think that's like there's a machine eating it up. I have no idea. We shall see. But yeah, so just know, if there's ever a stretch where like, man, Adrian hasn't posted anything in a while. I'm doing this. Exactly what you see right here. Alright, this end cap is now on. I'm going to top stitch it. All top stitching is, I'm going to sew it again, but this seam allowance you see kind of hanging out right here is going to be folded backwards and stitched down. That helps it like sit a little bit nicer, but also makes it look like a little better. Pop a few of these in. Dang, you know you're hungry when like plain tortilla chips taste like great. Those tasting delish right now. Not that they're like bad to begin with, but they taste like extra good. Sometimes top stitching can be kind of tough because you got tight areas like this, as you are witnessing. Your mom's tight area. Damn. I'm so fucking funny. And with top stitch, you want to make sure your top stitching as straight as possible, obviously, because it'll look better. But I'll show you what it looks like after. Alright, I need this white. It's actually tricky doing it with two hands because the servo motor isn't that easy to like control. Sorry, did I say servo? I meant clutch motor. This motor sucks. I hate it. It's an old ass style motor. That's the way she goes. God damn it. And that is why you want to check your bobbin before you top stitch. Ran out of bobbin halfway through the top stitch. Now, I gotta take this out. So annoying. Well, while I'm winding that out, a little break. Come on, holy balls, Jesus. That was tight. Yeah, that was good. That is so annoying. Now I gotta take out that top stitch and fill the holes. It's not that bad, but it's annoying is what it is. I knew that was gonna happen too. It's goddamn annoying. Third time's a charm. Let's get another one ready. Yeah, alright, we're good. Where'd my seam ripper go? Hold on. I swear, I was just looking at it. Oh, here it is. This thing. Let me freaking restart. What are you working on just joining? I am working on a couple of combing pads. I actually have 7 to do, but for now I'm just doing 2 of them. They're a matching pair. It is these things that go on the side of the boat, and all it is just basic, simple material over the top, a little bit of mesh on the bottom, so it doesn't get green like this anymore. Super easy, but I'm just making 2 of these. And actually, I don't know if you can see all these down here, but I got like a bunch more on the floor. But the customer wanted just flat, simple material. He wanted them done the easy way, which is great. Less work for me. Easy money. My favorite type of money. Dang. Yeah, I was actually gonna mention something about this. Make sure your bobbin is full when you're going to top stitch, because you can see the top stitch on the outside. That's like all the decorative stitching you would see, and it's blatantly obvious if you like back tack, or if you like start in the middle, you run out. So pretty much, if you want it to look good, you gotta take out the stitches and restart. So away she goes. You are you are welcome. Yeah. I'm thinking about the next one, this next stream, next project, because I'm gonna finish this off camera, the rest of these. They kind of have to be done this weekend. They don't have to be. I want them to be, because you know money. But working on a cool teak captain's chair, 2 of them actually, but I'm doing one at a time. So I'm thinking I'll do that one next, because I'm a little unfamiliar with those. Because once you've done like a bunch of cushions, you can kind of do any cushion you want. I have been, let's see, how long have you been doing boat upholstery? So boat upholstery, let's see, I started my current job about, let's see, I'm trying to remember. I think this year will be my 4th year. So yeah, like 3.5 years so far, but I didn't start sewing 3.5 years ago. I actually started sewing in the Marine Corps. I was a parachute rigger, which sounds kind of fancy and all, but it's all we did was just work on the like pilot's flight clothing, and like when their parachute harnesses would come in, we just sew them up, which is kind of crazy if you think about it, because you had a bunch of like 17, 18, and 19-year-olds like physically making the parachute harness that pilots would, you know, trust their life with. But never had any crazy mishaps while I was in, but yeah, I'd make a lot of miscellaneous thing, like tire rack covers for like the aircraft tires, and like tool pouches so people could take tools on the flight line, and just kind of went from there. And that's actually what made me want to start doing upholstery, because well, first of all, I like boats, but I was landscaping before I was doing this, and I was actually landscaping for almost 3 years outside of the Marine, or once I got out of the Marine Corps. Talk about miserable. At least for me. I know some people like it. I know some people that are landscaping, it's great. I'm gonna be honest, it's not for me. It is absolutely, probably the most opposite thing for me. But yeah, there were some problems with that, and in a fiery rage, I kind of quit that job. And I wanted to learn more sewing, and now I can work on boats, cushions and stuff. So that was a pretty long-winded answer. I'm good at long-winded answers. I'm also good at trailing off and forgetting what I was talking about. And I'm hoping I'm hitting all my stitch holes. Pretty sure I am, though. Yeah, close enough. Sorry, I'm like trying to focus. I don't want to mess this up. Professor, at my job, I only do boat stuff, but I'm really trying to learn how to do other stuff. Like, I'm attempting to redo my dad's truck, which is actually going quite well. There's definitely like a lot of learning happening, and could look better for what I'm capable of doing. Not gonna lie, but yeah, and I've like tried doing some furniture, which I actually really enjoyed. That's kind of something I want to do a lot on the channel in the future, is like making my own custom furniture. It'd be sick. Because really, if I have the ability to make like whatever couch I want, why pay like $12,000 for a dope ass couch when I could just make it? You know? But yeah, I dabble in everything I can that's involved with sewing, except for like tailoring, like clothes and stuff. I do not want to do anything with clothes. But all I'm doing now, so I top stitched, right? And you can see the extra seam allowance that's kind of floating around. That can actually be seen bunched up underneath once you flip it inside out. So I'm just cutting it close to that stitch, so it just keeps it neat. Now you don't have to do this, and a lot of people don't, but it really is the small stuff like that, and I don't think like any of the stuff like any one person would really notice, or like your average person who doesn't do upholstery, which is like almost everybody, because this is like a dying trade. But there's those little things that like add up that make a job look like crazy good compared to mediocre. Heck yeah. Recently retired year. Yeah, that's actually what I find myself doing a lot at my job, is boat covers, because there's a lot of really it's only like women that are sewing upstairs, and it's the guys that are going out patterning, doing like installing and stuff. And they just can't slide around big boat covers and stuff. So they usually have me making that stuff, which actually I have a video I'm really excited about coming up. I'm making a super nice boat cover for my neighbor's flats boat. Don't get excited. I'm not going to show the numbers on the house, so you won't know where I live. But yeah, maybe that'll help you out. Let's see. Yeah, because it's like the difference between a beginner or like an expert or like an intermediate person who's like decent but not like super, super good is honestly just like the little details like that, and just like a bunch of tips and tricks all the time. What state am I in, if you don't mind asking? I don't mind. I am in South Carolina, but can't really go much farther than that. Just I mean, to be honest, I don't think anybody I work with is seeing this, but they don't really know I have a YouTube channel, and I kind of want to keep it that way. But yeah, South Carolina. I've lived here for my whole life, and I'm getting kind of sick of it, if I'm being honest. I don't know what it is. So I was stationed in North Carolina, like when I got out in 2020. So 5 years, yeah, it's 2025. 5 years ago. As soon as you pass from North Carolina into South Carolina, soon as your tires touch the South Carolina border, everybody loses their mind when it comes to driving. No blinkers, cutting people off. The roads immediately go from like 3 lanes down to 1 lane. It's awful. I mean, South Carolina's cool and all, but I'm tired of it. You know? Yeah, it's freaking annoying. I'm telling you, I'm not even exaggerating. Like, it's crazy. Alright. Now all I gotta do is just top stitch this, and this whole entire cushion is done. Fort Jackson. Yeah. That's see, I think that's where my MEPS was when I was joining. I think that's a Army base. To be honest, I don't know jack about any other branch. And honestly, it's been 5 years since I've been in. I kind of like dumped all my knowledge of the Marine Corps. Yeah, it just kind of moved on, yeah. It's the way she goes. I'm not gonna lie, it can be kind of tricky starting these, especially when you're in tight spaces. But it is what it is. And I know I have enough bobbin. Which actually, I didn't look at that. How did I hit my other stitch holes? Not terrible. That looks fine. I did skip one stitch though. Oops. Do I have my own upholstery business on the side? No, because what I'm doing, I'm still doing work for, this is still for my job, but their main bread and butter is canvas, like boat covers and biminis and like windows and stuff. And that takes up all the time. We have a pretty small crew, and we get like a bunch of business for upholstery. And last year we actually stopped doing upholstery just because we didn't have the manpower to do it. But recently, at the beginning of the year, I talked to the owners, and I was like, hey, look, here's the deal. Like, I'm always doing upholstery on the side. May as well take care of some of these jobs. So I'm subcontracting for them. It was working great. Fantastic. But boy, that one conversation I had with them made my to-do list go from like nothing to absolutely insane. Which is a great problem to have. But it is, it sounds like an excuse, but it's kind of hard to find time to go to the gym. I used to go to the gym quite a bit, and I'm starting to get like kind of soft. You know what I mean? I'm getting soft, skinny fat, fragile. And it's not really a priority of mine right now, but I'm starting to feel it in my joints, which is just like so pathetic to say out loud. But whatever, I said it. Oops. I'll be doing a live on the boat cover. I will not, only because, well, no, if y'all want me, I'm still young, and I plan on it staying that way. I am 27, and I think I'm just gonna stay at 27. I don't think I'm gonna get much older than this, because I don't want to. So I think I'll just get the Neuralink. I'll have Elon Musk 3D print me 21 or 27-year-old body. Will be good. But I don't think I'll be live streaming the boat cover, just because it's a little too involved. I'm not working with a lot of it's a state of mind. I'm not working with a lot of space, and this boat's 16 feet long. Once the boat cover is like laid out with the pattern and stuff, I'm gonna have to use the floor, so it's a little It's a little involved. Yeah, so this one's done. All it was just 2 end caps. Alright, let me show you a little bit better. Like this. So that's the top stitch I was talking about. I don't know how well you can see. I'm looking on my phone and it's kind of hard to see, but yeah. And actually, let me show you this skip stitch right here. You can see. Yeah, gotta fix that. And that's such a small thing. Like, I guarantee you almost nobody on the face of the earth would have noticed that skip stitch. But again, it's little details. So what you can actually do to hide that is you basically just like get some thread around it and then tie it. So what I mean by that, let me get kind of closer. So here's a skip stitch right here. Put the needle in there. Don't stab yourself. There we go. And this is actually something I learned like recently, which is so embarrassing. I should have thought about this like forever ago. One of my coworkers taught this to me. So actually what I'll do, let me mark with a pencil so you can actually see the stitch before and after, and this will come off. Alright, so you can see this is where I marked. This is where that skip stitch is. You can see it's kind of pulled off. Right? Skipped. Let's get this through. And then just go around the other side. And basically all you're doing with this is just using another thing of thread to pull that under. And done. So now we got that around. All you're gonna do again, I don't know how easily y'all can like see this because it's kind of like small, but you want it around both sides. Hold on, let me, because I missed that. And doing this is like okay and all, like if you have like one skip stitch or like a couple, but at a certain point, if you're doing like a big cushion that has like a lot of skip stitches, you may as well just kind of restart, just pull them. So now that I got that around, all I'm gonna do is just tie a knot like super tight, and then I'll show you what it looked like after. Tie that. It's actually a super useful trick. I'm kind of annoyed he showed me so late in the game, because this would have saved me lots of time. Now you can see here's where I tied it. That's all I did. If you look at the pencil mark, there's almost no difference. This is where it was, and it looks identical to the rest. Kind of. I mean, like, come on. No one's gonna see that. But yeah, it's just a nice little fix. Works pretty well. There's one. Now for the other. Where did the other thing of mesh go? I swear I just had the. Sorry, this happens all the time. Ah. Here it is. Alright. Did you pattern a new one with the old cover? Yes, I did. So, actually I can show you what the old cover looked like. So, I only used, because these were mirrors, I just tore one apart, patterned that, both sides, so it made a mirror, but this material actually wasn't that bad. To be honest, it didn't even really need to be upholstered, but it's just some of these cushions did. They had like a rip in them, so we wanted them all done to match. So that's kind of, they were in pretty decent shape, so I was able to use them as a pattern. The older the that is so annoying. The older the cushion is, and the more like hard and cracked it gets, like in the sun over time, can be quite annoying. But I try and use the old stuff as patterns whenever I can, purely for saving time. Yeah, we're doing this side. We're gonna do the mesh first. No problemo. And if you are wanting to like start this as a hobby, I'll make sure over the next couple weeks I'm gonna work on the my next video, or recent a very soon to come video making a boat cover. And a lot of the stuff I'm going to go over with that applies to everything, especially the patterning. Because once you know the basics, like the basics of operating a sewing machine, the basics of like patterning and understanding like shape. Yeah, the thread I'm using is decently thick. It's not the thickest thread I have. But this is Solar Fix 2000. It's a PTFE thread. It is like freakishly strong. My company's been, the company I work for has been using this thread for a while. And we had one of our customers shoot us a picture of his 15-year-old boat cover. And it's still going strong. Which, if there's one thing I've noticed, the most common problem anything has with like upholstery or getting like weathered on that stays outside, thread is always the first thing to go. And your cover or your cushions are only really as strong as your thread is. If you use incredibly strong thread, you know your cover or upholstery or whatever is gonna last. Wait, technically yes to what? What are you talking about? Okay. But yeah, if y'all are, because I'd say in about like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, I'm gonna be stapling these up. Well, maybe a little bit longer because I need to glue some plastic down, but make sure to turn your volume down just a little bit because the air compressor spooling up can be kind of loud, especially in this tiny garage bouncing off of the metal door. So after this, 2 down, 5 to go. It's easy enough. Yes, I did. I did send her a happy birthday. Thanks to Facebook. All right. Let's grab this. That squeaking you're probably hearing is the knee lift, and it's that. It's like underneath here. It's just a little lever I can press my knee against, and it lifts up the press ball, kind of. It lifts up the presser foot, but I have it set up like terribly, so it doesn't really do a whole hell of a lot. But whatevs. Alright, these match marks are being kind of weird. Don't know what happened, so I'm just going to eyeball this. Again, this is a pretty low risk thing to eyeball, so. Alright, that turned out kind of silly. So, let's flip that inside out, see what that looks like. There's not one of the match marks lined up on that. But, again, it's a pretty simple shape. I mean, that looks fine. All we're really wanting to make sure, the only thing that really matters is the mesh lines up on the same like spot, which it does, so crisis averted. And we're going to top stitch. I know we still have plenty of bobbin. What brand sewing machine am I using? I am using a Consew 206 RB Tac 5. That means almost nothing to like anybody, but this is a pretty like bare bones machine. It was technically, this is not my machine. This is my dad's machine. He did buy this brand new, which actually he's in the comments, I'm sure, watching right now. He did buy this brand new, which I kind of steered him in the right direction. But this is the same machine I used in the Marine Corps. Use a sail right. I haven't had a lot of experience on those. After this, I'm probably going to look up a sail right. But is yours more of a like industrial machine like this, or is it like a home style? I'd be curious. Because, I mean, honestly, I don't really think it matters what kind of machine you have. Like, if you're able to use, like, decent thread that will last, PTFE thread, I don't know what those numbers mean. I know it's, like, UV stuff. But I don't think it matters what machine you have as long as it can, like, use good thread, the tension's fine, and the stitches per inch aren't microscopic, then probably do whatever. So let's see this more. Cut out the seam allowance so it's not bulky when I flip it inside out. Boom. You know, I was thinking, because these live streams, they basically turn into like regular videos after, I'm pretty sure. I know some people, they'll cut out all the dead space and like the boring parts. I mean, I don't know, this is my first one. Yeah. It's like, I mean, all the machine is just a tool. At the end of the day, whatever you're working on is like, I'd be willing to bet I could achieve the same product with this as I could any other machine. Just practice takes perfect, and be patient. Have patience. Got ahead of myself there. You know, been kind of rambling for a while. It happens. But yeah, one thing, at least if you're anything like me, it's very easy to get discouraged. Because what happens with me, because y'all are seeing how long these two simple cushions are taking. It's already been 149 minutes, whatever that is, to hours. Too much math. But I've been doing this for already a couple of hours, and you're putting a lot of time into it. You're trying really hard, and then it comes out not what you were looking like. It is super easy to get like discouraged and whatnot, but it's the way she goes. Like, I'll show y'all with my dad's back seat. It looks fine. I'm personally not. I mean, I'd sit on it. It's just made for butts at the end of the day, but I was hoping it would look a little bit tighter and a little more clean, and it doesn't quite look like that. And I was getting a little upsetty spaghetti about it. That's the way she goes. Learn from it, move on. That's how you get good. You know? Let's see. Let me make sure this lined up fine. Yeah, that's good. Yup. Sure does. And especially like in the beginning, because like when you're first learning, you have so many things you're trying to remember at once, like making sure corners line up, or like making sure this is that, keeping track of all your pieces. Eventually, all that stuff becomes muscle memory, and your brain power can be used elsewhere. But yeah, I'm stoked that people are actually like still like trying to learn and like getting into this, because for whatever reason, I don't come across a whole lot of other people my age doing this. In fact, I think the next person besides the owner's kids, because obviously they're going to know how to sew, I think the next youngest person I've met that does this is like in their 50s. So it's like crazy. Because I mean, if you think about it, everything needs sewing and upholstery. Like plain, I mean, a lot of it's probably done in factories, but still. Lots of boomers in this industry, that's for sure. Not in a bad way, but yeah, they just want to get YouTube famous like me. Oh hell yeah, dude. Yeah, there was a guy I used to work with named Chuck. I think he's in his I think he's in his like late 70s, early 80s maybe, and that dude could sew. I'm telling you. He was a talker though. Couldn't really understand what he was talking about, but when you could decipher what he was saying, he had some solid advice, that's for sure. But what kind of boat you got? Because to be honest, I don't even know what kind of boat this is I'm working on. Actually, I can probably tell you if one of the logos are still on the this is a Pioneer. Oh yeah, absolutely. Keeps your brain active, keeps you thinking. Because I mean, you see some of these people who are like kind of stagnant, not really doing a whole lot, and they're getting older. It is definitely lots of brain power involved with this, which is why like I get so tired sometimes. Like it's not like physically taxing, but man. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've worked on a few of those. Nice. I just finished up a boat cover for a similar boat. That's top stitched. That's top stitched. Now I can turn off this annoying humming machine. Peace and quiet. Holy cow. Alright, let me reset this up. Alright. Forgive me. There's going to be some sounds probably. I don't know if I'm pressing buttons on my phone. I think I am. Nope, that's the locks. Okay. There we go. What can I say? That's pretty good. Good enough for me. Let me plug in my charger because I have such a awesome, cool official setup here with my phone. Try not to get electrocuted because I have like freaking 13 of these plugs going into one. And let's get this pointed kind of like that. Probably good. Yeah. I don't know what you're saying yet, too, Dad. All right. Done with this. See, I'm actually trying to be like organized this go around, and it's just getting so messy in here. Now imagine if I'm not trying to be clean. What am I doing? I need. Where did I put it? I'm looking for. First of all, I need some spray glue. What I'm looking for, don't know where it is. You can get like thin painter's plastic and glue to the surface of the foam. It really helps stuff slide so you can pull it. And I don't know where I put it, because I just recently cleaned everything. Oh, here it is. Oh, yes. Branch off. Let me move this closer. Yeah, let me move that out of that. There we go. It's a little better. Grab my scissors. I can't tell you how many times I lose these things a day. I swear. You don't need to go crazy with the glue. Just a little. Okay, before that happens. Do be careful with this stuff, because let's say new can, you use it, sprays just fine. Once you use it a lot, you'll have a little bit of glue that dries on the front. If you're wearing shorts, it'll like do a double stream thing, and it'll like shoot backwards sometimes and like get all over your legs. That is a fast track to a bad day. I mean, it's not like the end of the world, but it's just beyond annoying. So, all right, there we go. That's good. And then, boom. And boom. Cut this off the end. Flip this up. Some people say some people don't like doing this because it holds water. I mean, this plastic is so thin. As long as you give the water like somewhere to go by putting mesh, it's gonna be fine. And you make a few cushions and try and staple them on without any of this stuff, and tell me how well that goes compared to with plastic. It makes the world of difference. Take my word for it. I mean, I honestly don't even need to glue this down here. What time is it right now? Say it's 6:13. Yeah, I mean, I'd be able to bet it does. You'll just have to wait and see, won't you? All right. If any of you are watching right now, which there should be 5 of you, turn your volume down a little bit because I'm going to turn the air compressor on and I'm pretty sure it's going to be loud. Oh. Damn, that thing takes forever. Alright. Now we got this. Majority of the time they're going to be a little bit tight. It's going to feel like it's too small, but you kind of want that because it can stretch. And you want it to be a little on the tight side so it actually gets rid of all the wrinkles. I'm pretty sure this goes. Yeah, that does. And I'm not going to show the seat on this stream, but I will. I'll give a little sneak peek and with a community post once I get closer to the video being done. And you guys want to try and get it situated as best you can. I usually start on these ends And alright, let me fucking. Alright, I need to be careful with that. Being a little weird. I'm still on this end. Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's get that going. And let's get this side stapled up. Do I ever use a heat gun to stretch material? Sometimes, usually not though, only if I'm having like a really, really big problem. With these, they're just being a little weird. I don't need heat. But with using the heat gun, you kind of run the risk of messing up the material, which don't really like to run that risk, because it is a possibility. But I just like to stretch it as good as I can. Sometimes you gotta use some elbow grease. That's where she goes. Alright, just putting a few there to hold that like that, kind of, sort of. And what I'm doing with this, I'm going to staple this mesh side first and make sure this mesh seam is going to sit nice and evenly where I want it to. I kind of like that. I'm thinking that's probably good. And then something like that. Now I just like kind of skip every 4 inches just to get the entire thing like basically stapled, and then I'll fill them in after the fact once I know I got the cushion looking how I want it to. Alright, let's get this side. Now what you can do if you're having a problem getting some things to spread out, you can make some relief cuts. What am I going to do here? And sorry, I'm kind of focusing. I'm not really talking a whole lot right now. I'm just trying to make sure this is gonna work, which it is. But you just want to make sure you, because like the majority of making this look good is in the stapling, and you can really have some stuff look kind of whack. I'm just trying to make sure it's gonna work just fine. Let's do that. Yeah, lay down. We'll do something like that. Maybe. Yeah, that should be fine. Yeah, that'll work. I do normally start stapling at the ends just so I can have it like sit good, and I'll do one and get one squared away, and I'll do the other, get it squared away, and then I'll start filling in from the middle. There's a million different ways you could do it. That's just how I do it. Alright, let's get that. Let's get boom. Now, this is gonna be the tricky part. Now I'm just trying to be cautious about this side right here because it does have this little bit of shape. It does make it a little bit tricky to stretch material around stuff like this. So you want to be careful. Yeah. See, we're kind of getting the shape the way we want it. You just gotta kind of pay attention to spots like that. So this table, I did not actually build this table. You'll see these are two different tables. It's got like this slight gap. Let me find a tape measure. Do I even have one? Let me find a tape measure. Okay, so don't know where my tape measure is, but let me just give you a roundabout. Probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 9 feet by like 6 feet, probably. It's honestly a little small. I'm gonna extend it backwards a little bit because for reasons like this, you can see how much space this combing pad is taking up. When there's really big ones, combing pads that is, which actually I have a couple that are slightly longer than this, can get pretty annoying. No problem. And one thing you want to make sure you pay attention to is you're pulling evenly, because although there's not a whole lot to this cushion, if you're pulling it like too hard here and not really hard enough here, you can start getting like lumps in the cushion where it's like kind of pressed in really hard. You want it to be even, because if it's not, you run your hand across it and you can kind of feel all the bumps and whatnot. So just make sure you got even tension throughout, and you can kind of look at it top down. I don't know if y'all probably can't see, but from my point of view, I'm looking at it top down, and you can see like how much you're pulling it in to just even up the tension. And then pop a staple in, bing bang boom. Let's see. That's pretty good. You gotta be careful sometimes, because if you like have stuff that's like pretty tight, staples can rip right through. So that's why I put a few in like one spot when I'm going. And one thing I have to be careful of too, you can see how dirty my table is. Well, I don't know if you can from this angle, but my table's got like a lot of old Sharpie marks. You gotta be really careful. I'm kind of playing a dangerous game right here, because there's a chance they could transfer. I swear, the amount of times I jump from that thing, that turns on when I least expect it. It's like a miserable, like, what do you call it, jack in the box, whatever. How's that looking? Yeah. Man, I'd say it's looking like a cushion so far. I'd lean on it. Sure would. Yeah, and for reasons like this, like I was saying earlier in the stream, because you want to like be able to slide your cushion on the table, make sure you clean your table from staples, because you'll cut into it, and that is so disappointing. Because you obviously have to redo the whole thing at that point. Alright, now you can see I kind of stapled it periodically, like 4 inches apart, just to give me an idea of what the cushion is going to look like. And I'd say it's looking exactly like how the old one was, which is what we want. And then we got the mesh on the bottom for the drainage. Bing, bing, boom. Easy peasy. And see, like stuff like this, what finishes on the table. Actually, I have it wrapped in vinyl. This is chalk Sequest. That's what this is right here. This is a seam where I sewed it. I just have cushion vinyl stapled to the top of it. And if you are careful, unlike me, and you keep it kind of clean, it's actually a really nice smooth surface to like slide stuff on. I don't have it now, but there's like a dry silicone spray you can spray on it, and it does really good, makes stuff super slick, especially if you're sewing heavy things like a boat cover. Makes it super easy to slide on the table. And if you have a table that's, I think, within 55 inches wide, you don't need to seam anything. You can just staple it, because I think that's how long the most material comes. And since I like the way everything's sitting now, I'm just filling in all the staples in between. Still making sure I'm pulling evenly though. What time is it? Dang, it's only 6. That's not bad at all. Alright. Now for the other side. Let me take this out, take this out. Alright. I'd say that looks fine. Probably. Yeah, this is the easy part. Just kind of. Dang, started streaming 3 hours ago. I'm not gonna lie, I thought I could get these done a little bit faster. But you know what? That's the upholstery. And for this end cap. And voila! This is definitely a cushion. Cut off the excess, staple on the welt cord. Done. Let me just make sure these sides are. That's fine. I think that's good enough. Just cut like a 1/4 inch away from the staples. It doesn't have to be perfect because nobody sees the backside. Thank you, thank you. Oh, that one's kind of coming out. Let's go. Nice. All right. Now for the welt cord, with the bead facing out. You just want to keep this bead in line with the board. And all that is just a spacer between the actual cushion and the boat, and it just fills whatever gap may be there when you go to put the cushion on. So you can just start at the very, let me move this. Just start like a few inches in. That's all you need. You don't need it on the bottom. And then staple them around the perimeter. That's all, folks. Careful not to staple your thumb. I haven't done that, but I've come close. Corners can be tricky, but kind of bunch up the material the best you can and then just staple it down so it stays out of the way. Let's fill this in. And what I'm doing, I'm just using my thumb so you can see the welt cord right here. I'm just kind of using my thumb as a guide so the welt cord doesn't come up from over. So I'm just kind of holding it in place like this as I staple. Just with my thumb. And let's cut that. Staple this down. And there you have it. We got the welt cord stapled on. It's kind of hard for me to tell looking at this tiny screen. Just like that. Got a little bit of black stuff on this, but cushions are going to get dirty as you're working on them. You can just wipe them clean. Red lane on it. There's one. Now for the second one. Same thing, we're gonna glue on some plastic. Okay, this is coming off quite a bit. Let me do that. Help myself out there a little bit. Awesome. So my next video is going to be finishing the it's already done. It's actually sitting behind the phone right there. Gonna be finishing a passenger seat, and then I'm thinking the one after that gonna be the boat cover. So we'll see how fast I can work. All while live streaming, working on these jobs. Busy, busy. What can I say? Let's just trim off this excess. Dang, this shit's coming off. Alrighty then. Let's get this on this side. Like that. This right here, governor. I think it's not being silly. And there we go. this side, I might snap, snap, just to relieve some tension so I could stretch this a little bit more. Just so I can prevent this corner from being pulled so tight. There we go. And I'm gonna pull that kind of like that. Yeah. Oh. Let's see. Man, can you tell I'm getting tired? I'm quiet. Oh well. Got those kind of set pretty good. Let me get this kind of where I want it. Thinking of that. Bam, bam, bam. And we can. Let's do both sides at a time. Let's go around. I'd say that's looking pretty good. Something like that. Boom. Bam. Ow. Alright, this is going to be a little bit tricky. Alright, we're going to pull this one kind of hard. That's fine. This is the way she goes. Yeah. That maybe like this. Well, that maybe like this. Okay. Fill these in. Fill these in. Okay. They're going off with steam. Getting tired. Alright, now this is tricky because sometimes these are pulled really tight. You don't want to mess them up. I'm just gonna casually Okay, I'm thinking something like that. Not too tight. Start pulling that down a little bit. And then start doing this number. Yeah. Alright, let's see. How long has this been going on? It's hard to tell. Does this say 209? Weird. That's good. Almost done. Dang, I'm gonna tear up some fucking food though. Tell you what, speaking of which, where'd that stuff go? Right here. Mmm. This is an ASMR food eating stream now. Sorry, no more upholstery. Mm. See how this looks. Yeah, I like that. I think that looks fine. The only dangerous spot you need to make sure you pay attention to when doing comb kites like this are these corners. They can kind of have a lot of tension on them. And if something happens, they can be a point of tear, but I'd say these are fine. Let's fill all this in, shall we? These are so fun to just shoot around. I've also gotten pretty good at aiming with them. Boom. Boom. Totally missed. Whatever. Give her a trim. Alright, let me just pop a few more in these corners so they don't, you know, for funsies. Yeah, those are good. Alright. Same as before, just stapling the cord on to fill the gap. And who is watching? There's no way somebody's watching from when I first started this, because this has been like over 3 hours. I mean, like not counting Samantha or like my dad. If there are some of y'all watching that weren't here when we started, I started these from start to finish in this stream. This one, there's another one. They're exact mirrors. That was the mission of this stream. And we are just about finished up with this second one, which means we're just about done here. Once I get this welt cord on. And then I'm thinking after this, I'm gonna get some food. Probably get right back in here and start it on the other ones. Because that's all I ever do. It's kind of satisfying to staple this stuff. Or just staple in general. What's that?
Are you using your phone charger?
Yeah. Why?
Mine's about to die.
Well, get your charger.
I don't.
I am actively using this right now.
Okay.
They're watching. Let's see. Oh man, almost. This has been tough because I haven't really taken any breaks. Usually I take a couple breaks. Not this time. Alright, let me make sure everything's kinda sorta squared away. I'd say that's a cushion. Boom, done. Let me get this other one. And pretty similar. Here they are, right next to each other. Both of them. And I think that's going to be just about it for this stream. Thank you for listening to me ramble for literally ever. How do I finish this off? I will see y'all later. Oh, goddamn. This is so bad. All right.